What's going on, Buckeye Nation, YouTube family? This is another edition of Walks, Buckeye Talks coming back with you off the bye week. Uh, had to take a break, man. I had to get my nerves in order, man. That Notre Dame game was something to remember. One of the better games of uh, that I've seen. Buckeyes go down to the wire, walk off touchdown, pretty much. So I had to take a week off, man. It was just too much for my nerves. Uh, but all in all, man, I'm happy to be back. Just got done playing a little bit of basketball, repping the Buckeyes. But this is a recap analysis for the Ohio State Buckeyes versus the Maryland Terps coming to Columbus, Ohio, 12 p.m. Eastern. It'll be 11 my time, and hey, I think this is gonna be a doozy, man. I'm nervous, like I'm really nervous, man, for this game. I think Maryland is just one of those teams where it's like, man, they're always like close, 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 close. Can they overcome the hurdle? I think one year was like they were undefeated or something, or they were one loss ranked team and they went to Penn State and like Penn State destroyed them. And I think one year they was supposed to be going against Iowa at home and Iowa destroyed them. And when they played the Buckeyes tough, it's like every other year they play us really tough. Last year was a dog fight, man. I remember watching that game in the bowling alley, like, man, like I really thought we were gonna lose that game. Like that's how close it was to me. Like they had times where they was really driving the ball and feel like we couldn't really figure out their offense, and it was just one of those things where we just had to keep fighting and keep fighting. We pulled it out on the road. So, but this Maryland team is coming in very confident. They're 5-0. They haven't played the best teams. They played two of the lower tier Big Ten teams, Michigan State and Indiana. They're not really doing so good this year. They play Virginia, ACC team, who I don't believe they won a game. They play Charlotte and Townsend, and they pretty much, they handled them pretty handily. I've always say, if you don't play a good schedule, you play subpar teams. When you go against them, make them look like subpar teams. You shouldn't be in a dogfight with these teams. You shouldn't be tied at halftime. You should be able to move the ball at will, stop them, and go score anytime you touch the ball. So, and I feel like they've been doing that. I believe they were down early against Charlotte early on, but for the most part, they've been tearing it up, man. And they've always had good skill on the perimeter. They always had good skill guys. That DMV area produces plenty of good athletes, and they can get after it, man. And they have a veteran quarterback, man. Talia is super good. I'm not even going to try to say his last name. I don't want to butcher it, but he's a veteran quarterback. I think it's his fifth year. It seemed like he's off the little knee injury he had last year, so he's moving a lot better. He got a big arm. He's quick. He's nimble. It's pivotal that we collapse the pocket, stay in our lanes, and forces him to try to hurry up his throws. And this is a huge test, man. Like I said, I'm looking forward to it because my Buckeyes are back in their home, so I think we got the advantage for that. But man, this is going to be a very scary game. They're playing with house money, in my opinion, and I've always feel like when teams come in to Columbus and they play with house money, they do like they just play out of their minds. I saw it last year with Michigan. I feel like when Blake Corn went down, everybody all year was saying they had to come to Columbus. And I think they play with house money. They played loose and free, and you saw what happened. Oregon 2 years ago, same way. Thibodeau didn't play. It was like if they win, it was a big surprise. If they lost, it was like, oh well. And that's what I feel like. I got that vibe from Maryland. Like they're gonna throw everything at us. They're probably gonna go for it, trick plays. They're gonna try to beat us at home. So we have to be prepared, man. This Maryland team is riding high with a lot of confidence, especially off of last year, giving us that dogfight. This is a good test for our defense. Defense has been playing good ball. Longest touchdown this year is 2 yards. That's huge from last year. But we're gonna have to put some pressure on them. And it seems like our front four, even though they're getting pressure, they're not getting sacks. But like I said, sometimes you can't look at always the sacks. You have to look at if the quarterback is maybe getting it out too fast and maybe not setting his feet or holding the ball too long and not seeing, that's also beneficial too without getting sacks. You just want to make sure the quarterback doesn't have a clean picture. And that's going to be pivotal against our defense. Has to make it uncomfortable for Talia because he'll sit back there and pick you apart with their athletes. But our secondary been playing good ball, man. Proctor, Lathan, Iggy, Burt, Sonny when he's out there. Jordan Hancock. So this is a great opportunity to show that the Silver Bullets are back, man. I think every game is going to be like, well, are they back? Are they back? And this is just another step, towards they're back. And I feel like we can do it, man. I feel like we just got to stay consistent, trust our technique, play physical. I like that our secondary has been playing really physical this year, getting our hands on receivers, uh, bumping them off routes. Uh, Denzel Burke has been playing good ball, getting PBUs, and Talia, man, he will throw an interception there and here and there. So this is a good opportunity for us to play good coverage, uh, secondary to play, be physical, hit. They have Maryland has a good running back in Hemby. He was there last year. He's a good power back and can kind of break loose. So we have to do a better job, man. Our defense, our linebackers in front, our front seven, they have to be dominant. You know what I mean? Maryland has a good offensive line. I feel like Maryland, they've always had the skill, especially in that DMV area. A lot of skilled guys, a lot of talent. They just never had the trenches to compete with the Big Ten teams. And I feel like this year, man, you watch them on tape. Like I said, man, they looking pretty good. I watched a few games here and there. I'm not gonna get into the X's and O's, but they look like the real deal. The offensive line looks really good. Now they're not better than Notre Dame offensive line, but they're solid. And our D line is pretty solid too. So for offense who's been kind of struggling, right? And Buckeye Nation, we're used to at least scoring 40 easy, 30 to 30s and 40s is easy for us. This is an offense that under Ryan Day with Haskins, Fields for 2 years, Stroud for 2 years. Like we've never had an issue with putting up points, but this year has been a little bit of struggle. The red zone offense has been not as great. The run game has been okay. Even though McCord, he grew up, and I think hopefully he gets more confident and he's the game is slowing down for him. But Maryland, uh, they have a really opportunistic defense, and they're always getting interceptions and getting their hands on ball. So this is going to be a test for the offense, man. And my worst fear right now for this offense until we get a good groove is I don't want to get into a shootout, man. I really don't. Like, I'm scared of that right now. Like, I know our defense is playing good ball. Notre Dame, it was kind of you know, one of that old school Big Ten games where, not a lot of points back and forth, real physical up front. We haven't really faced a quarterback or uh, a situation where we playing against a team where back and forth it's a shootout, and I'm scared of that right now because I don't know. Even though I trust Cal McCord, I don't know if he's ready for that. At least that he hasn't showed it. So we'll see, man. We'll see. Like I said, this team is very scary. But I believe the keys into this game is Cal McCord. Can he continue getting better, moving the ball down the field, uh, making big time throws, getting to our playmakers? Trevion, man, he's just looking like a different back, man. I really wish. I really hate that. I feel like our offensive line is over the last couple years, at least 2 or 3 years, just haven't really did him no justice. Because I really feel like the kid is a special talent, but I just feel like he just can't figure. It's like I don't know if it's a offensive line thing. I don't know if it's a vision thing, but once again, he has to be explosive, man. He has to go out there and be the 5-star explosive running back that we need him to be. And then Marv with his ankle, I don't know, but hey, that freshman Carnell Tate, I think this is the game where he's gonna have a big time game. I think he's gonna get a lot of opportunities due to Marvin ankle. You don't know how it's going to impact him. I think it's a good opportunity for Carnell Tate to get in there, make some plays, and so yeah, it should be very good. A good test for our offense. Hopefully, our offensive line is continue blocking physical, being physical, running the ball, staying on schedule. I thought we did okay. I thought we lived on third and long too much on Notre Dame. So hopefully we can kind of shorten that. And the big question for Buckeye Nation that we always want to know is what about short yardage, man? I don't know. That 1 yard, it seemed like this has been a struggle for us. And I don't know. I think maybe more chip, maybe more spread it out. Maybe some quarterback sneaks. I know everybody's been asking for that. So, uh, but yeah, I'm ready, man. I'm ready. Defense, we have to bring it. JT, we got to get to it, man. Hopefully, we see a little bit more of Kenyatta Jackson, man. I like his bend. I think he's rangier than Jack Sawyer. I think he's more athletic than Jack Sawyer. because we're going to need some athletic guys who can run, because Talia's going to get out the pocket at times. He's going to make plays, but it's about, once again, it's about getting key stops and see key situations of the game and answering the bell. Can we make it difficult and tough for them? So this is going to be a great test for the Buckeyes. I'm nervous. I'm not going to lie. I think I'm going to be nervous for the rest of the year because, one, we have an 8-game stretch that's just really brutal. But also, we, as good as Kyle McCord has been against Notre Dame, nothing has stood out to me where it's like, man, this kid might be something special. Like, I know CJ Stroud got a lot of hate, but I was sold from the Minnesota game 2 years ago. I was like, man, the way he was putting on the money when he had Garrett across that post route, Olave, like you could just tell the talent was there, the accuracy was there, and he's like, he gradually got better every game he gradually got better, and I'm like, I haven't seen that yet from Kyle. I know he's a calm, cool guy, but I know he beat Notre Dame on a roll, and that should grow him up big time. But I'm so nervous because I don't know when he has to go out there and really be in a shootout. Can he do it? Can he make the tough throws? Can he make the tough throws against contested throws on the receiver if they're not getting separation? So it's something to keep an eye on. I think if I had a prediction, I do think the Buckeyes in the second half start to worry them. I think the home field advantage will be huge. I think as long as we come out hot, we don't come out sluggish due to the bye. We hit them in the mouth. We stay on them. I think in around the third quarter, I think we can kind of start, leaning on them a little bit, a couple playmakers here and there, and we go ahead and take the lead, and we kind of go ahead and cruise. I'm expecting maybe like man, I've been going back and forth. I want to say like a 34-21, that's what I'm thinking, 34-21, maybe 42-24. I don't know. I think it's going to be something like that. I do think Maryland's going to score, not because I think our defense is bad, but it's just Maryland, they got playmakers, man. And I do think our defense is a lot better. But, a pass interference here, a holding here, or a big play here, he gets out the pocket. That just happens in college football. So, but I'm expecting the Buckeyes to take care of business. I am nervous, but I do think they're going to take care of business. Like I said, I'll predict the score around like that 34-21, maybe like a 38-21, something like that. I think the spread is like 18 or 19, something like that. So, but hey, I'm looking forward to it, man. My Buckeyes are back in action.